Red Hood Studios Gold. 1A silver. Group of people bronze, but next individual, Joliolio 8, sup? You bronzed it. How do you feel about that? I'm doing well, thank you, D1E60. Getting a little, missing my other friends and family. Very grateful that I have a great group of people here living and doing life together out on my ranch, but there's a whole bunch of other people in my life that I care greatly about, and I wish they were here too. Some of them, you know who you are, and I've been digging at you to get your butts out here. Hello, Brazil. Shazam, that's correct. That's one of my names. Oh, wow. Guys, we've got 1,700 people here. Oh, my gosh. We might break 2,000 today. You never know. Hello, Paraguay. Or should I say, hola, Paraguay? Such a fan. Can I say hi? Hi, how are you? Do I think Carol killed her husband? I mean, yeah. Either, here's the thing. I don't want to talk about it because I don't know how many people have or have not watched The Tiger King. If you haven't seen The Tiger King, broke 2,000. Look at us, guys. I'm proud of us. I am proud of us. If you haven't seen The Tiger King, you need to go out there immediately. You need to watch Tiger King. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. I'm also 3 episodes of Don't Fuck With Cats, which is another kind of murder mystery-ish thing on Netflix, which is also wackadoo. Wackady-doo-dah. Yeah, so do I think Carol killed her husband? I think there's only two, there's two options. There's two theories that I can subscribe to in this. One, Carol killed her husband. Sorry, Miss Baskin, but from the documentary, it seems pretty compelling. Like how Carol handled the wills and all that stuff, like barging into the office and stealing all that stuff. Like those are not the actions of an innocent person, you know, or at least a person who cares about other people. They're just selfishly motivated about what they want and what they're going to do. So there's that. The other option is that her former husband, faked his own death. He hated her so much that he wanted her to go down for it. That could have been the other option. I don't know. Because then also that got him out of paying a lot of stuff too. So I'm not really sure how all that went down, to be perfectly honest. And obviously these documentaries, you know, they give you a little bit of something. And then, in Making a Murderer, like I'm still pretty convinced that those guys are innocent. But that's partly maybe based on how the documentarian, showed that whole story. So I don't know. I don't know how much I've been influenced by that. I'd like to think that I'm objective enough where I can watch those things and kind of, make up my own mind and not just be swayed by what is being simply shown me in the documentary. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of really crazy stuff going on in the world all the time, and we're just, we're just catching up with it once it makes it to Netflix. Anyway, what's going on out there? New Brunswick, Canada. What's up, eh? Going off for a rip there, bud? Actually, New Brunswick doesn't really sound. I guess there's a standard Canadian kind of A, but then also different provinces have different ways you talk and stuff. But yeah, people call me Zach. People call me Zachary. When people ask me, is it Zach or Zachary? I say you can call me Poopy Pants, Dumpy Bum, Schmucko, Hey You. And like my daddy always says, call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner. You know what I mean? So that's that. So you can call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner. Did I ever get braces? Oh, hell yeah. This is not nature. This is not. Look at that. Come on. That's freaky, isn't it? It's like that game where you stick that thing in your mouth and you have to pronounce words, which, by the way, I'm really good at. I have a massive mouth and a massive tongue. And I've been doing voices and stuff my whole life, so I can kind of pronounce a lot of those words pretty well. I feel pretty... Yes, that's right. Captain Sparkle Fingers, not Captain Sparkles. Let's get that right. Sing something for you. What would you have me sing? Hey, I'm giving you much needed laughter. Well, that's good, Alicia. That's why I'm here. I was put on this planet to hopefully bring laughter and other things. You know. But joy in general, I'm pretty stoked about being able to be a part of being a conduit of joy, being a conduit of light and life and love, which is, I think, all of our calling in this world. We are all to be those conduits, we're all to be those channels, those reflections, you know. Beatles. What's a Beatles song that I know all the way through? I mean, I know Beatles songs all the way through. I'm just trying to think of which one would be fun to sing right now. It's just a first impression. I could be totally wrong. It's only a first impression. I don't know. I don't know the words. It's a song. First Impressions is a song I sang in the Broadway show First Date that I should remember the lyrics to, but I don't. I was your first crush when you saw me in Chuck. All right. What's up? What's up? Do not sing Imagine. I'm not going to sing Imagine. Don't worry. Well, I might sing Imagine. I don't think there's anything wrong with Imagine. Also, it's not a Beatles song. That's a John Lennon song. Which semantics, but also very important semantics, I think. And also, look, I understand that recently there were some folks, some very well-intentioned and good-hearted people who collaborated to make a version of Imagine that did not please everybody. And I think possibly one of the biggest reasons why is just because they didn't choose one key to all sing it in. And so it can be a little jarring to our eye hole or ear holes. But that doesn't, don't shame people because they're trying to do something kind in the world, guys. There's better ways to give people, constructive criticism and things. And you're absolutely right. Gal did not deserve that, nor did anybody else who got a bunch of flack. The internet, even in a time of quarantine, the internet is still fraught. Fraught? Can you be fraught with something or you're wrought with something? Let's learn. Let's all learn together right now. Who's the bearded guy? Who is this bearded guy? Well, I don't know. You clicked on my Instagram live. Dum-dum. Who are you? Do you playing in Black Adam movie? I think you're asking me if I'm going to be in the Black Adam movie, and the answer is no, not that I know of. That's Dwayne The Rock Johnson's movie. I'm going to do my movie, and he'll do his movie, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll, get to pay off all of those Captain Marvel, Black Adam, epic fights and storylines from the comic books. But that's completely up to everybody other than me, so I have no idea. How am I coping with this quarantine doing this? This is helping me. No joke, this actually really legitimately helps me. I think a lot of artists or entertainers, that's why so many people are, spending time here. It's kind of what we're built to do. When quarantine is over, can we go to Disneyland? I'll think about it. I go a pretty good bit. I really need to go to Disney World. And particularly now, having seen the Imagineers documentary series on Disney Plus, which I highly recommend you all go watch. It's just fascinating. And it's so much of what, I already knew a lot of that stuff, and a lot of that is kind of the DNA in me, literally, about what I'm trying to build out here in Texas. So it's very inspiring. Very, very inspiring stuff. And Disney was just, he was a visionary. That guy really understood. And guess what? His biggest issue, his biggest problem always, even though he was very successful, his biggest problem was getting people to to invest the money to make the dream a reality. Guys, find people that you believe in. If you think that they're doing good in the world, invest in them. Particularly if you're big investors out there. Don't just make it about the bottom line. Don't just make it about the ROI. not the currency, not the monetary ROI. Make it about the return, the spiritual, philosophical return on investments. We can make this world so fucking groovy if we stopped making money the end-all be-all, which we can do, guys. We totally can. And it doesn't mean we don't have a place for it. It doesn't mean like, abolish it all. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, we gotta care more about life than money, don't we? Isn't that what we're doing right now? Literally, that's actually exactly what we're doing right now. We are all in quarantine right now because collectively, globally, we have decided to value life more than the economic impact that this is having on the rest of the world, which is insane. The whole world is having a massive economic slowdown. Who knows what's going to happen on the other side of this? But we did it. Why? So that less people would die. Why can't we apply those psychological, philosophical principles to the rest of the way that we do life? If nothing else, we should take that lesson out of this and go, look what we did. Look what we did together. We saved lives by caring less about money. And hopefully governments coming together and providing these stimulus packages and helping people. And then maybe through that going, maybe there's a balance in all this and we, don't have to be killing people with their every bill for everything all the time. Let's give people better lives. Let's give the world in general a better life. All the animals, all the plants. We're animals, by the way. But I'll say humans to differentiate often because I do think that though we are animals, we somehow, some way, have been gifted with this noggin, which has given us the ability to do things like ask the question why and get deep into concepts, which then allow us to understand things and construct things and build things. And it's also prevented us from fully gestating in the womb, which is why we are completely helpless little blobs, like little salamander blobs when we come out of the womb. Instead of landing on the ground and popping back up like a baby deer or giraffe and wobbly, but you get your footing right then, day you're born. Could you imagine if little human babies were coming out and walking around? That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. What else is going on out there? Come on, guys. Come on. Throw me a bone. I started watching Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery again last night. Oh, man. Some classic comedy in there. Thank you, Mike Myers. Thank you, everyone who was affiliated. I think I need to watch some Wayne's World. I need to get some Wayne's World 1 and 2. I'll probably go all the way through the Austin Powers again, just for shits and gigs. This is better than online college, all right. What kind of college, though? What group would this be? Groovy, baby, yeah. His teeth, his false teeth were so good. They were so good. Bill and Ted, I gotta go back and watch some Bill and Ted. Yes, swing, oh man, all the quotes coming back. I'm not doing any schooling. I should be. Well, no, that's not true. I am doing vocal lessons. This movie that I'm doing, that I think I'm still doing, I'm pretty sure we're still doing, on the other side of whatever this crazy is going to be, is a movie that's, it's not a musical per se. Like there's not songs that are, like you're not singing the dialogue or anything like that. It's a movie where essentially I play a lead singer in a cover band. And so we're going to be singing all kinds of like classic rock and pop and Motown and I don't know, whatever else we can ultimately clear and that makes sense for the movie. But so I've been working with this incredible vocal coach named Dave Stroud, who I met through my friend Jesse Collins, who's an insane vocalist, and Dave works with all kinds of other insane vocalists. But anyway, we've been having a great time. I've been learning so much about singing and my voice, and so grateful that I'm finally getting to do that right now. I should be picking up a guitar and learning how to play guitar right now. It's stupid that I'm not. I don't know. I get down on myself before I even start things. Like I get ideas, I'm like, I should do that. And then I think, I'll never be good at it and I'm never going to do it. Which I think, what's up, Nick? How you doing, Gemini Fight? I think a lot of us struggle with that though, right? Like, you we get down on ourselves before anybody else does. I wish that I believed in myself more. I wish that I would just be like, fuck it, who cares? I really don't want to see you. What? I really don't want to see you on SGN with John Krasinski. Could that ever happen? You really don't want to see me? I don't understand. Defeated perfectionism. Absolutely, yeah. Paralysis by analysis, man. I did hear they're doing a Bill and Ted 3. Thank you for believing in me, guys. I appreciate that. I'm working on it. It's just bad mental health for a long time in my life. You know, I'm quite literally changing a bunch of neural pathways in the last 3 years of my life. It's been a journey and trying to rethink and reprocess so many things in life, and I'm still doing it, particularly when it comes to me and how I see myself. It's tough. It's tough. A lot of you guys out there can relate. You know, if you didn't have parents that really truly instilled in you that you are worthy of living your life, that you are worthy of receiving the love that you receive, that you are capable of doing almost anything, you know. I mean, I'm glad I didn't have I suppose I would have perhaps preferred to err on the side of thinking I could have done anything as opposed to not. But I think it's important to not give kids, like, I don't know, unrealistic expectations of the world or who they are in the world. But I think maybe there was too much criticism and other things going on in my household because of, you know, my own parents' mental and emotional health issues. So unfortunately, I just didn't get a lot of that, which is partly why I think I've tried, even though I didn't realize it a lot earlier in my life, but I've always tried to be as loving and kind and supportive to other folks, right? Like when you don't get something at home, there's a good chance that you're going to go out and try and fill that void in the world because you're trying to fill it in your own heart, not realizing that you are sorely lacking in it yourself. But anywho, hey, so here's something. So my lovely family from Chuck, we all jumped on a fun little Zoom cocktail hour the other night, and we were thinking about doing essentially a reading of a Chuck episode live for you all to watch. And maybe we could even put like a charity giving aspect to it. So like anybody who comes and watch can donate some money to a particular nonprofit that's specifically doing a lot of help in this moment right now with medical workers and all those affected by the quarantine. So if that's something that you would like, then I don't know, tweet us. somebody start like a big like, hey, we want this. Oh well, specifically though, what episode would you guys want us to read? Because that's kind of, you know, part of what's the funnest part about all this is you guys getting to choose the episode. We want you to be able to choose the episode. I'm going to make a post about this eventually anyway. I'm just throwing it out there so you guys can start thinking about it. Hey, we want this, all caps. All right, I'm right. Yes, sir. Well, fine. Just because you said it, we're doing it. But yeah, it's more about I think we're going to do it one way or the other, but we would love Chuck versus the Beard. Yeah! You know, I like that one. That's my favorite. Well, it's one of my favorites. Who am I kidding? What if we did the finale? What if we did the series finale? How many people would be crying? Oh, I wonder if we could even try and play the songs as well while we're doing it. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. How high could I get my voice right there? That was ridiculous. When is Wildwood going to start hiring? I don't know. The truth is, this is all kind of forced us to reevaluate and reshape a lot of the business plan of kind of what the first steps or first phases of Wildwood are going to be. So we're not even entirely sure when we'll be able to open to the public, right? Because of viruses. ¿Por qué virus? See? So I don't know. As far as like glamping and events are concerned, a lot of that is going to be dictated by how all of the next set of protocols that rolls out is. I mean, now I'm hearing that this is all happening. This is all going to go till May 4th, nationally, May 4th, which is another month of this. And then who knows after that? I don't know. But guaranteed, we're going to keep trying. We just had a meeting today about the website and about, we want to keep you guys informed, but also like we don't know what to inform you of because everything is still kind of up in the air. But I don't know. Somebody had asked, is there wildlife here at Wildwood? And yes, there is. We have deer, we have coyotes, we have turtles, we have some snakes. Try to keep an eye out for those. We have a bobcat that we know of, just the one. What else we got? No wild boar or pigs, which is good because they tear up your land. We got lots of birds, tons of birds. We got roadrunners. We got a really bold little roadrunner that just like kind of hangs out amongst us sometimes, which is pretty cool. They're awesome too, and apparently they're good luck. So, thanks Jesus. We got turkeys. We have some wild turkeys. We also have our own turkey that is not wild, but rather was raised and is ours. And we call him Tom because he's a Tom turkey. Really, you can tell, like, my dog's name is Blue because he's a blue heeler. We have a turkey named Tom because that's what you call a male turkey. We're just trying to keep it simple. You know what I mean? Let's not get too crazy about it. Possibility until July in Canada. What? That's what they're saying? Yowza. Make your entire work week if I said hi to you. Okay, hi Jenna Herding. There you go, week made. What up, DC Comics Portuguese? You have a turkey named Tommy? See, great minds. Virgins in June? I think you meant Virginians are going to be quarantined until June, not virgins in June. I don't think that's a big federal mandate. I don't know. Mexico until maybe September? Come on. No, es verdad. Look, here's one of the most important things, and I was just talking to the group about this morning. We've actually talked about this quite often because we have to remind ourselves, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. We cannot let this affect this or this detrimentally like that. If we start giving into it, it will wreak havoc on our minds and in our hearts. And don't let fear, do not be driven by or led by or moved by fear. Don't do that. Use caution, use wisdom, have concern, but don't be led down a path of fear, because then you're going to be operating out of that and you're going to be making poor decisions. So who knows ultimately how long this stuff is going to last? I don't know. Nobody really does. Even clearly the governments of the world are all playing this by ear. So however long this lasts, let's keep just trying to lift each other up and be there for one another and keep applauding our medical care workers, keep supporting them and everyone else who continues to work and keep this world, moving and working. I know, lemon dropper, I know, I'd like to get back to normal life too. But I'm trying to believe that as crap as this situation is in so many respects, it's going to be ultimately something that has worked out for our good collectively. And that doesn't mean there won't be some loss, and that doesn't mean that there won't be some pain, and that doesn't mean that there won't be some insane restructuring of how life works for at least a moment in time, if not maybe permanently, how we have to restructure all this stuff, But we will get to something better on the other side. I believe. I'm trusting and believing that on the other side of this, we will be better off for it. However that slices up, Poor connection? What? I'm on the Wi-Fi. How could I possibly have poor connection? Texas is all right, man. I mean, Texas is there. The governor has implemented quite a few things that have, battened down the hatches a bit on the state and how things are operating. But for the most part, so far, so good. Everyone that I know is in Texas is okay. I've had a few other friends who have gotten COVID or think they have COVID. But, because of the scarcity of tests and doctors saying, look, unless you're really in trouble, don't come here, they weren't able to confirm it or haven't been able to confirm it, but they felt, pretty shit, and they felt like the symptoms were in line with what COVID might have been. So I have some folks who have been affected by it, but everyone, fortunately, has all pulled through or is pulling through quite well. I also have a lot of friends, and I don't know if anybody out there has any other friends or if they themselves have experienced this, but I have a lot of people that think they got COVID back in like January or even like the last December. People who had traveled abroad and ended up getting, a very weird, like all these same symptoms, flu-like kind of deal, and they got through it. But so I don't know, I just think it's obviously it's important that we all work together on this. And I wish everybody was working together earlier. I wish all of us, myself included, could see how important it was to just, hey, a month ago, everybody just locked themselves up for 14 days. That would have been great. If we could have figured that out somehow, which I don't know. I just know that recently there still have been a lot of folks in different places who are going to big public gathering areas, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that unfortunately is making all this drag out so much longer. I miss Nerd HQ too. I know. I'm still trying to bring it back to life. I guess one of the not plus sides, but I'm still waiting on the government for approval for full 501c3 status for Nerd HQ. But it's all the paperwork and everything is done. We're just waiting on approval, and then once that's stamped, then we can really start hopefully moving forward and figuring things out. I don't know what song's playing in the background, actually. I just have it on this random playlist on Spotify. Sorry, that was me trying to shake off a yawn. My soul right now is whatever this is. Soul is just soundtrack of life. So whatever song happens to be playing in that moment, that is my current soundtrack of life. Have I watched Tiger King? Jezebel, where have you been? Talked about it on every live I've done. Food video games to play? I don't know. I have seen Rick and Morty. It's fantastic. I'm a little confused with Hulu, though. I thought I paid for no ads, and I still have to see ads when I go back and watch shows like Rick and Morty, and I don't know if that's just because it's not included in the no ad situation, or if maybe because I have live Hulu. Does the no ads come with that or not come with that? I thought it was all one big package. Maybe it's not. Maybe I just haven't been paying for no ads. Have I seen Love is Blind? I think we tried to start watching it the other day. I don't know. I really don't like reality television, y'all. I very, very seldom is there a show on reality television that I think is benefiting humankind. I don't think most of them are. I think most of them are And this isn't to say that the people even doing them are bad people. I'm just saying I think that type of programming is all a massive waste of our time. I think it's created a visual white noise that we're all sucked into and losing so much of our own productive time in our own lives. We're more interested in watching other people live their lives than investing in living our own. That's not a good thing. Yeah. The Kardashians, keeping up with the Kardashians is a good example of that. I don't think it's been great for them. They've been able to use it as a massive platform to sell young girls or other people, not just young girls, but lots and lots and lots of their products. And you got to ask yourself, are those good products? Are those good for you? Are they good for the world? Is the whole idea of what they're selling good for the world? What's my next film? You can go back and watch this live, and you'll know. Well, Kerrigan, yes, you are watching me. Although I don't necessarily consider this reality television. Although from my own perspective, I think that my biggest problem with reality television is that it's not real at all. I don't know if you guys understand this or know this. I think that reality television producers assume that, or they say at least, they're like, oh, people know it's not real. It's like, no, they don't. Kids don't. If something is being essentially, kids, or even adults, they understand certain concepts. Like this is a fictional show, which means those are actors pretending to be characters. This is not a fictional show. This is reality or unscripted or whatever that is. Well, people are very trusting, which I think is a beautiful thing. And they trust networks and they trust studios and they trust producers to tell true stories if they're showing non-fictional characters. But that's just not true. It's simply not true. Almost every single reality television show that you watch is trumped up, not trumped up in the sense of Donald Trump, trumped up as in like built up. It's dramatized. They are telling different people in the show, hey, you should go over there and say something like this, or they're setting up scenarios to create drama to then film. It's not true. It's not real. We shouldn't be putting that in our eyes or ears. We shouldn't. That's all deception and self-deception, because a lot of us know that it's deception, but we watch it anyway, which is also not great, and honestly, it's the people that still don't know it's deception. That's what I'm most concerned about. And a lot of those children, like a lot of adults might watch something like The Bachelor and they go, oh, it's a guilty pleasure. I know it's crap, but it's a guilty pleasure. I go, okay, do your kids know you watch The Bachelor? So what are you telling your kids that watch The Bachelor? Except kids are going to look at The Bachelor and go, well, that's reality television, which means that's how relationships work. That's how you fall in love. We're literally teaching them that. I mean, kids emulate what we do. Almost all of it. So when you're binging on shit reality television just because it's a guilty pleasure, doesn't mean you're the only one who's not being affected by that, Oh, guys, I think I got a poop coming on. Woo! With all of this gut stuff that's been going on with me recently, like, I've been super constipated, like, beyond. So getting a good poop, it's like, hey, thanks, Jesus. You know what I mean? And all of the supplements and things that I'm taking, including a big old dose of magnesium that I just took. So it might start, if I gotta cut this live short, you know why. I've been doing that a lot. The wink in the finger, the whatever that. It's the little things in life. Chia seeds, yeah, chia seeds. Yep. I wonder if this magnesium is going to do the trick. How did I figure out the gut stuff? I haven't figured out the gut stuff. I thank you, by the way, for everybody who continues to send me materials or links or whatever. I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't know. I've done all kinds of stuff, lots and lots of tests. I've got another like stool sample kit that my doctor sent me, so I can. It's like a whole nother level of stool sample. Apparently, I don't know, but I need to. I think. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I think that when I did the Shazam press tour a year ago, by the way, like over a year ago, we went through Beijing, Mexico City, and Dubai, and each of those places I could have picked up a parasite or a bacteria or something like that. I don't know, because at the end of all of that, all of a sudden, like everything went. Oh, again, Jen Goodwin. Oh, you made it in time to hear me talking about poop. Oh yes, my sister would be so proud. My sister Shekinah she's the poop authority. But anyway, so then all of a sudden I got this weird like bloating, and I couldn't, like, nothing was coming out at all, and I'm talking about for days nothing was coming out, and I was pretty convinced that like something was eating it in there or digesting it before I could digest it, and so I took some tests and turned out I had both high active minds. Yes. Oh, that's right. Me and Allison are going to have a little Facebook Live conversation tomorrow. Yeah, so y'all check out, if you don't already follow Active Minds, at @active_minds on Instagram. They're just an incredible organization that I'm an ambassador for. And they're just doing excellent work in the mental health space. And Allison Melman, their founder, and I are having a Facebook Live conversation tomorrow, which you can join in on. Go follow them and get the details for that. There you go. Oh, man. I think I might need to go take a poo-poo. Well, see, the kombucha, right? So somebody's like, oh, you should be, having all kinds of kombucha and kimchi and things like that. Well, so apparently I tested positive for SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth. And apparently with SIBO, you can't have any fermented anything. It makes it worse. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm not happy about it, Oh, yeah. All right, guys. I feel the tummy rumbling. I'll come back to you in a bit.